Assalamu alaikum students. In this video, I will tell you the difference between mass and weight, and also we will see what is centripetal force. You know that all the things around us, they are made up of particles. These particles are called as matter. Example, a wooden duster is made up of matter, and what is the matter here? It is wood. An eraser is made up of rubber. So, the mass of an object is defined as the amount of matter in an object. So, if the matter in an object are more, the mass of the object will be more. They will be heavier objects. If the matter in an object, they are very less, they are lighter, then the mass of the object will be less. The units of mass is kg or grams. Now let's see what is weight. A very famous scientist, Isaac Newton, he was a mathematician and physicist. He discovered laws on gravity. So once he was sitting under an apple tree. Suddenly an apple fell down, and he observed that apple carefully, and it made him think that why did the apple reach the ground? Why didn't it float in the air? Why didn't it go anywhere in the air? Why did it come and landed on the garden, on the grass? So this made him think, and he started then discovering and doing experiments, and he realized that Earth is having a force. With that force, Earth can attract everything towards itself. That force is called as force of gravity. So because of force of gravity, we can also stand stable on the ground. Yes, all the objects are stable on the earth, on the ground, because of the force of gravity only. So the force of gravity acting on a body is called as the weight of the body. So if you take a mass of, let's say, 5 kg and you keep it on the ground, the force of gravity which is pulling that mass is nothing but the weight of the object. So mass is the amount of matter in an object, while weight is the gravitational force which is acting on that particular mass of the object. Now there are different instruments which are used to measure mass and to measure the weight. So if we want to take the weight of an object, we can use a weighing scale. So your weighing scale can be kept on the ground, and the force of gravity acting on the body will be the weight of that body. So weight is the answer. In the second point, you can see weight is mass into acceleration due to gravity. Now this acceleration due to gravity is nothing but the force of gravity. So W is equals to M into G, where W is the weight of the object, M is the mass of the object, and G is the force of gravity. Now this image is of an electronic balance. Now if we want to take mass of certain objects, we have to use an electronic scale. Now here we can take mass of different objects, like say if you want to take 5 kg rice, and if you go to a shopkeeper, he will take the weight of the rice on like this balance scale, okay, or an electronic scale. So it will give you the mass of the rice, that is 5 kg. If you want to take weight of an object, you may use a weighing scale which has to be kept on the earth for the force of gravity to act on it. Now let's see what is centripetal force. Centripetal force. If an object is moving in a circular path, in a circular manner, then there is a force which keeps the object to be in that circular path, and that is due to the force which is called as centripetal force. So the force that keeps the object moving in a circular path is centripetal force. Let us see a few examples now. In the first image, the top left, the A1, the girl is spinning a ball with a string, or she's twirling a lasso. So here the ball is spinning around the girl in a circular path. This is because there is a centripetal force which is acting at the center by the hands of that girl, which is shown with red arrow. In the second image, the car is taking a turn. The car is able to take a smooth turn around a circular path or a circular road only because of the centripetal force which is acting towards the center of rotation, shown with the red arrow. In the third image, the C1, bottom left, the image is of a roller coaster, and a loop of the roller coaster shown in the image. So if you are on a roller coaster ride and you are at the topmost position of the loop, the centripetal force will act towards the center of that loop, and if you complete that loop, you ultimately get a circle down, shown with the dotted lines. And in the last image, you can see that the earth is orbiting around the sun. So as you know, all the planets, they complete one full circle, complete round. They rotate, yeah? They revolve around the sun. They rotate also, earth rotates also, and it revolves also around the sun. So when it revolves around the sun, it revolves in a fixed circular orbit. It's not moving anyhow, anywhere around the sun. It is moving in a complete circle only. Orbit means a complete circle. Why is this so? Why the earth is not moving randomly, rapidly anywhere? It is in the orbit because of the centripetal force which is acting between the earth and the sun towards the center of the sun. Again, it's shown with the red arrow how the centripetal force from the earth is towards the center of the sun. So these were the four examples where centripetal force is acting at the center. Now here in this merry-go-round, again there is centripetal force which is acting towards the center of this merry-go-round. So if you know this merry-go-round, it is attached only at the center at the bottom, and because of that centripetal force it allows the whole board to move. So this is also an example of centripetal force. So this is how the centripetal force keeps the object moving in a circular path. Thank you.